Uh, Good afternoon. My name is Chris Brown, a mining analyst with Morgans Financial. We're here in Noosa at the 14th Noosa Mining Conference. I think this is the biggest and brightest one I've been to since they began 14 years ago. I think I've been to every one of them. I'm here with Ivan Fairhall, the Managing Director of Pivotal Metals. Pivotal Metals has got the Horden Lake project in Quebec, Canada, copper, nickel, gold, silver, palladium, so polymetallic, I guess, if you like, project. Ivan, can you just tell us a little bit about yourself and your background before we get to the project and the company?
Yeah, that's right. Thanks, Chris. So I'm an engineer by background. I come from project development background, so working in companies and for projects from during this post-exploration, a deposit has been found and how do you take it to mining? So that's really my background. I did that as an engineer, and then I spent 7 years at a private equity fund where we invested $500 million into projects in this space. And in particular, we spent lots of time looking for copper. And I'm a big bull on copper because I know that development pipeline is not there. And I come at this with we want to find mines. There needs to be mines that can be brought into production. And I think with Horden Lake, that's certainly something that we're onto.
So commercial as well as technical background. This is not grassroots exploration. There's a resource here. It's in Quebec. Can you tell us firstly about Quebec?
Sure. Look, Quebec is a fantastic jurisdiction. It's one of the world's best mining jurisdictions. Fraser Institute, number 5, all that good stuff. But at a practical level, you've got operating mines, you've got smelters, you've got all the skills. So all of the things you need to develop projects, it's all there in Quebec. It lowers the costs and it helps you get stuff done. So that's at the level on the ground, very supportive, good place to do business. At the corporate level, one of the really major advantages for investors in investing in companies with projects in Quebec is the flow-through share scheme. So effectively, all the money that the company spends in Quebec, when we raise money, it's done through a structure where investors can access tax credits and you effectively can double the money that gets put in your bank account to go and explore in Quebec. So the government's paying half of our exploration costs, which does dilutions for shareholders and allows us to get much more work done for our money, and your dollar goes a lot further.
So you get leverage on every exploration dollar spent. Ivan, the Horden Lake project has been around for a while. It's been drilled before. Can you tell us what's there now? And if it's been around for a while, why wasn't it developed earlier?
Sure. Okay, so there's 28 million tonnes at 1.5% copper equivalent. It starts at surface. A big chunk of that 17 million tonnes sits in an open pit. So we have a very good project that's already there. As you mentioned, it was discovered in the 70s by Inco, which was one of the world's largest nickel companies at the time, and they were looking for nickel. They liked this project so much that it was extremely remote at the time, and they went back 5 years in a row and drilled it out when logistics were very, very difficult. Fast forward today, there's now a 2-lane, fully maintained highway that runs within 10 kilometres of the project. Inco was a nickel mine. This is a copper mine with a nickel credit. And we've been able to bring the project forward with modern metal prices, and you've got a substantial resource there. And we've just done some exploration on the project, and we're seeing it get the potential for it to get much bigger. And that's what we're really excited. Not only have we got a good project, but it's got a pathway to get much bigger.
What's the news flow going to be? You said you're drilling. Do you need to do more metallurgical test work? I was talking to one of the guys earlier, and he spoke about a lot of the technical developments in coarse particle flotation. People are talking a lot more about ore sorters, things like that. Is there much more metallurgical work you need to do?
Yeah, look, so in terms of news flow, we've done some drilling and the results are coming out as we speak. So we put out about 40% of the holes from the program that we did earlier in the year. So there's another 5,000 metres roughly to come out. So lots of news flow from the drilling, and what we're taking with that news flow is converting that into metallurgy. We'll be doing a metallurgical test work program that's kicking off very shortly, and you're 100% correct around approaching this with modern the technological developments, the reagents, what people know about how to process these is significantly improved over when it was over what was previously. And so we're doing a robust, complete metallurgical test work program to demonstrate the NSR potential of the deposit that we've found, potential for sorting, all sorts of things that we can look at to try to get at the end of the day, we just want the highest economic outcome for the project. So we'll be taking the drilling, doing metallurgical test work, we'll be updating the resource at the end of the year to take into account upside. We've delineated extensions of the resource as well as byproduct credits that a lot of the deposits only got copper and nickel assays, and we know there's much more. You referenced the gold, silver, platinum, palladium, cobalt that are in the resource. We'll be able to all that information into a resource update and show the project can get larger. We've got downhole geophysics, which then tells us where to go and explore more, and we'll be drilling more at the end of the year.
Ivan, thanks very much. So there you've got it. There's a big enough resource to go. It's potentially bigger, hopefully a good bit bigger. A lot of potential for improved metallurgy from previous studies, but they're adequate anyway. So a lot of upside to come, news flow as we speak. A good copper story in this market. Thanks very much, Ivan. Wish you well.
Thanks.